What's up everybody, it's Daniel from Sonic Sea Turtles. I'm here to do a little lesson on our song Captain Spacey. First things first, the song is not in a standard tuning. It is in E, G sharp, B, F sharp, B, D sharp. So yeah, you want to tune to that and we'll get right into that. Alright, the first section of the song isn't too difficult, but it's probably the most challenging of the whole song. It's the little tappy bit. It repeats 4 times, but it starts with an open E and A string, and there's this one consistent rhythm throughout the whole verse where it's a pull-off, then a hammer-on, then another pull-off, where it goes. So it starts on the 9th fret of the D string, and you pull off to the open D string, then starting on the 7th fret of the D string, you hit that, and then hammer back onto the 9th, so. And then you move that up a string to the G string on the same frets. So far you got. Then after that, you just do a quick little tap on fret 14 on the G string, and a pull off, and then you just pull off on the 9th fret of the G string. So. Then you repeat that first part and go. Instead of doing the tap, you start on the 5th fret of the G string and just do a little hammer on and pull off, so going from 5 to 7 and ending on that open string. So that whole first part is. And the next part's pretty similar, but you hit the A and D string open. Then you do that same pattern of, it's the same rhythm, but you move it down from the 5th and the 7th fret and start on the G string, so it's. And then on the B string you do that same thing. So. And then instead of doing the tap like the other one, you do a little tap slide down from fret 14 to 12 on the B string. And then you pull off while still having your ring finger on the 7th fret of the B string. Then you pull that off, so it's. And then next you just hit the open D string. And then the same little hammer on and pull off pattern. Then instead of doing any little tappy bits, you just do a little hammer on and pull off from, it's a little triplet starting on the 7th fret to the 8th fret on the high E string going. And then you just hit the open B string. So the whole section slow would be like. Alright, the next section of the song is the chorus, and it's nothing too difficult. You just gotta hit that E major chord, which is, in this tuning, it's a little variation, but it's just the 2nd fret on the G string. You hit that twice. And then after you hit that twice, there's a little kind of motif that comes and goes, where you just start on the 3rd fret of the high E string and pull off, then hit the B string, so it's. So together it's just. Then it's the same rhythm, but you move up to G sharp minor, which is just the 4th fret of the E string, 3rd fret of the A string, 4th fret of the D string, and 5th fret of the G string. But instead of doing the little motif, you just chug it and do mutes, so. Then you move that up to a B major, which is just you bar the first 3 strings, and then on the 7th fret, and then on the 9th fret you get the G string. So slow, that sounds like. The next section of the song is the second verse, and it's nothing too difficult. You just keep hitting that open E chord and kind of noodle around with it, and the whole kind of melody bit starts on it goes. So it starts on the 3rd fret of the high E string down to the 1st fret, open E string, and then open B string, open B string again, then the little thing is. So that's a pull off from the 2nd fret of the B string, then a hammer back on, hit that open E string, then pull off from the B string again, and then hit the open G string. I mean, not open G string, 2nd fret on the G string. So. The next part starts the same, it goes. But then instead of going down, you do a. So it's a slide up from the 3rd to the 5th fret on the high E string, and then you slide back down to the 3rd fret, then a pull off to get the open E. The next is just a pull off on the 8th and 7th fret on the high E string. So. Then you repeat the first bit. Then you repeat the little. But instead of doing the little pull off and hammer on thing, you do a little triplet ascending in the scale, starting, so you go 3rd fret on the E string, 1st fret, then open E string, then you move that shape up, so. The last one's a little bit different. You move that same shape up 2 frets every time, 3 times to be exact. But then the last one, it is the 8th fret and the 7th fret on the high E string. So. So the whole section slow sounds like. Alright, this next part's pretty simple. It's just a build up and then the breakdown. It's just chords, so no weird mathy stuff here. It's just quarter note build up. Starts on the E major that you played earlier. Then you move that shape up just 2 frets, so you get the F sharp major. Then you go back to your G sharp minor. Then you do the B major again. And on the second time around, instead of continuing on the B major, you just do it 5 times. And then instead of continuing that, you just strike the open harmonics on the 5th fret. Or, yeah, that sounds better. But yeah, then the next part, you just go E major. Then the second half of that chord, it's just all open strings, so you take off that 2nd fret. Then 2 chugs. Then you go to D sharp minor, which is up here. And you gotta make sure to hit those 2 open strings at the end too to kind of get the dissonant sound. Then you just move that shape down 2 frets, so. Alright, the next little section is just the same as the chorus, but at the end it switches back to 4/4 from 7/8 and does a little tappy bit, so it's played. The tappy bit starts on the 12th fret of the G string, and it just does a little. So 12th fret, 10th fret plucked, then it's a little pull off and hammer on from the 9th fret to the 10th fret, so. Then after you do that, you keep that shape there on the... So you want to have these 2 fingers on the 9th and 10th fret. Then you do another little pull-off tap, so it's on the 17th fret of the G string. Then after you pull off there, you pull off again to go to that. That's why you want the 2 fingers there. Then you pull that off to hit the open G string, so it's... Part bit after the second chorus is very simple. It's the same chords as the chorus, but it switches to 4/4, and instead of doing the little... Instead you just strike octaves. So it's on the 10th fret of the A string, and then the 12th fret of the G string, so you're getting a G octave. Or no, it's not G, it's whatever, the tuning is weird. But... So yeah, so that shape right there, just an octave. First you hit the 2 open strings like the chorus, but you go. But on that last one, you move that down 3 frets to the 7th fret, so. Then it repeats again with that same rhythm on the other 2 chords of the chorus, but instead it's just like the chorus where you chug it instead of playing the notes, so it's like... So that played slowly is just... Intro bit repeats. You get to the ending, which is in 3/4, slows down a little bit in tempo, and that it's pretty simple. It's just hitting like minor seconds and major sevenths mainly. The 3 bass chords there are E major, F major, and B major. So without the little dissonance, it's just... But when I play it, I go to the little minor seconds or whatever, so you do. And that starts, and it's the 5th fret of the G string and the 7th fret of the E string, but you make sure to hit that open B in between. Then the second one, after the F sharp, it's just a little octave, so it starts on the 2nd fret of the G string and 5th fret of the high E string. You hit that open B as well, so. Then after the B major, you go to the same shape as the first one, but it starts on the 10th fret and the E string on the 12th fret, so also hitting the open B. So that section slowly is. And after it does that 4 times, then it's the ending is just hitting that E major chord, just little drum fill. Thank you for watching. That was our song Captain Spacey. Let me know down in the comments if there's any other Sonic Sea Turtles songs you want to see us do lessons for. And yep, hope you're enjoying your quarantine. Have a good one.